Welcome to part 2 of this 2-part video series on page numbering. If you have not yet watched part 1, we recommend you view it before proceeding with this video. In this tutorial, I will show you how to use section breaks in your thesis, project, or dissertation to meet the formatting requirements at CSUSB. Section breaks can be used to create non-numbered pages at the beginning of a document, change between different types of numerals, and insert a non-numbered page between numbered pages. In our demonstration, I'll be using Microsoft Word 2013 for the PC. You may want to have a copy of your thesis open so you can go through the steps as you watch this video. You can also download the steps of using section breaks in your document found beneath this video. Feel free to contact the Office of Graduate Studies if you need assistance. So, let's get started. Creating non-numbered pages at the beginning of a document. In your thesis, the first 3 pages, the title, committee, and copyright pages, should not be numbered. In this section, I'll show you how to use section breaks to create non-numbered pages at the beginning of your document. First, click on the paragraph sign under the Home tab to activate Show Formatting Mode. This allows certain information to be shown that wasn't shown before, including page breaks and section breaks. Then, make sure you have already inserted page numbers. If you do not know how to do this, please watch part 1 of this video series called Inserting and Formatting Page Numbers. Navigate to the last page that you do not want numbered, the copyright page. The next page, the abstract, will be numbered. If you already have a page break inserted, delete it by placing the cursor in front of it and pressing delete. Then, insert a section break in its place by selecting Page Layout and clicking Breaks. Choose Next Page. A section break is inserted. You can think of section breaks as barriers that divide different page number or formatting styles. On the next page, the abstract, double-click in the footer to access the footer area. Then highlight the page number, deselect Link to Previous, found within the Header and Footer Tools tab. Then go back to the copyright page. Select the page number and hit the Delete key. This will remove the page numbers before the section break. While the rest of the document after the section break will remain numbered. If the numbering begins on a number other than the one you want, or is the wrong type of numeral, you can fix this too. The abstract should be Roman numeral 3, but it is currently Arabic numeral 4. To fix this, highlight the page number, then click the Insert tab. Click Page Number. Choose Format Page Numbers. Under Number Format, select Roman numerals. Then, under Page Numbering, use the Start At tool to determine what number the page numbering will begin at. Select 3 and click OK. Change between different types of numerals. Remember that the abstract should begin on Roman numeral 3, and Chapter 1 should begin on Arabic numeral 1. To do this, I'll insert a section break to divide the 2 types of numerals. Follow these steps. insert a section break at the end of the last page that you want to use Roman numerals. In this case, the table of contents page. If you already have a page break inserted, delete it and replace it with a section break. Do this by selecting Page Layout, Breaks, and Next Page. Then, navigate to the page where you want the Arabic numerals to begin. In this demonstration, it will be Chapter 1. Highlight the page number. Then, in the Header and Footer Tools tab, make sure Link to Previous is deselected. Then click the Insert tab and click Page Number. From the drop-down box, choose Format Page Numbers. Under Number Format, choose Arabic numerals. Then use the Start At tool to make sure Chapter 1 begins on page 1. By doing this, all the numbers before the section break remain Roman numerals, and the numbers after the section break become Arabic numerals. Inserting a non-numbered page between numbered pages. In the last section of this video, I will show you how to use section breaks to insert a non-numbered page between two pages that are both numbered. I'll use a thesis template, which you can find on the Graduate Studies website for this section of the video. Let's say you want to insert a dedication page, which is not numbered, between your pre-existing abstract page, Roman numeral 3, and table of contents page, Roman numeral 4. First, make sure Show Formatting mode is activated by clicking the paragraph sign under the Home tab. Then, click at the end of your abstract page, select Insert, and click Blank Page. This will be the dedication page. Let's go ahead and title it now. Great! Notice that there is a page number on this page. This is the page number that we will be deleting. Next, we will need to partition off the dedication page with two section breaks. To insert the first section break, go back to the abstract page. Delete the page break that's already there and insert a section break by selecting the Page Layout tab, clicking Breaks, and then clicking Next Page. Now we'll insert the second section break, which will be at the end of the dedication page. Delete the page break, click Page Layout, Breaks, and finally select Next Page. Now that our two section breaks are set up, one on either side of the dedication page, we will just need to format the page numbers. First, double-click on the footer area of the dedication page. Then select the page number and deselect Link to Previous under the Header and Footer Tools tab. Scroll down to the next page, the Table of Contents, and do the same. Select the page number and deselect Link to Previous. Now you can select the page number on your dedication page and hit the Delete key. When you delete this page number, none of the surrounding page numbers will be deleted with it. Uh-oh! Now the table of contents begins on Roman numeral 1, when it should be Roman numeral 4. As mentioned earlier, you can use the Start At tool to fix this. Select the page number, then go to Insert and click Page Number. Choose Format Page Numbers from the list. Under Page Numbering, use the Start At tool to make sure your table of contents starts on Roman numeral 4. This video has shown you the basic steps of how to use section breaks in your thesis to properly format your page numbers. I have discussed how to create non-numbered pages at the beginning of a document, how to change between different types of numerals, and how to insert a non-numbered page between numbered pages. If you need more assistance, please contact the Office of Graduate Studies at 909-537-5058. We will be happy to help you with formatting your document. Thank you for watching.